Hi, welcome to lesson 8-4, use models to multiply two fractions. Our I can statement says I can use models to multiply two fractions. Please take a moment and write the title and the I can statement in your journal. Our problem today says the art teacher gave each student half of a sheet of paper. Then she asked the students to color 1/4 of their pieces of paper. What part of the original sheet did the students color? And you may solve this problem any way you choose. So let's review and talk about cubes and how we're going to want to use that when determining the important information in our problem and a plan to solve it. You don't see numbers written in number or numeral form, but they are written in word form. We have half a sheet of paper that we're working with, and then we're coloring in 1/4 of a piece of paper. And then we need to figure out what part of the original sheet of paper did the students color. So please pause, take a moment, solve this problem any way you choose, and press play when you're ready to go over the solution with me. All right, well, the first thing that I am going to do after I've gone through cubes and I've visualized what I'm actually doing in this problem, the art teacher gave me a half sheet of paper. She asked the students to color 1/4 of their piece of paper. What part of the original sheet did the students color? Well, I'm going to write down half and 1/4 as an equation. And I'm coloring in 1/4 of half a sheet of paper. That's why 1/2 times 1/4 is the correct expression for this. But the focus of this lesson is to use models to multiply two fractions. So I'm going to show you how that works. And it's actually pretty fun. The first thing you want to do when we're determining what type of model we're going to draw is we want to look at our denominator. So I'm going to look at this too. All right, so I am going to draw a rectangle for my model, okay? And I know that this teacher is giving me half of a sheet of paper. So this is going to be the whole sheet of paper. And so I am going to draw this into two pieces. I know that's half, 1/2 of this entire sheet. So I've just represented the first fraction. Now I'm going to look at my second fraction. I'm going to look at that denominator, and it is a 4. So if I'm looking at that half sheet of paper, I have to color in 1/4 of it. So I am going to divide that half sheet into 4 pieces. I could go ahead and divide this other half sheet that I'm not working with into that as well, but for this problem I'm not. So this is our half sheet of paper, and I'm dividing that into 4 pieces. So if I do that, then I need to, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to color in the half sheet, okay, just so we know. I'm going to go ahead and divide this into 4 just so we know, okay. We're only working with this half. Okay, so I'm just going to draw some lines so we know that this is the half sheet of paper that we were given. So I have just filled in 1/2 of this entire sheet of paper. So I have just represented this part of my equation. I'm going to change colors so we can see this a little bit more easily. Now, of the half sheet I was given, I am going to color in 1/4 of that sheet. And I'm just going to do that by using this different color, and I'm going a different direction. Okay. Now, out of this total sheet of paper, which has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces, I'm looking at this half piece, and I have 1 square or 1/4 of this half that I have filled in. Okay, so I have 1 out of 8 parts of this whole paper filled in with both colors, the red and the blue. So this would mean I colored in 1/8 of the original sheet. If I do this problem using the standard algorithm that we use to multiply fractions, 1 times 1 equals 1, 2 times 4 equals 8. So in your lesson tomorrow when you're at school, when you're doing some practice problems, you will have to understand how to fill in and create these types of models. So you will get more practice with it as you go through. But before we move on to the next section, I just want to go through it one more time. We're always going to look at the denominator first. We have our whole sheet of paper. I'm going to divide the whole sheet of paper in half. That's what's on this side that's colored in blue. I colored in 1/2. Then I'm going to take of that 1/2, that half sheet of paper I have, the problem says that we are asked to color in 1/4 of the half sheet of paper. So that's why in red, I colored in just one of the 4 pieces of the half sheet of paper. And then out of the total sheet of paper, I have 1 square that is filled in with both colors. So that is going to represent 1/2 as I'm looking at that as a model. We can also double check that work by doing the standard algorithm. Let's go ahead and look at the next solution. John's work is very similar to the work that I did. He divided the rectangle into 2 equal parts to show the half, and then he split each part into fourths, and you'll see that he has 1/8 of the whole sheet of paper colored in, and he did the standard algorithm for solving that problem as well. Mindy's work, she had an error because she actually estimated instead of drawing an area model to solve, and she didn't check that work by using the standard algorithm to do that. At this time, I want you to write the secret word at the top of your paper. The secret word is spring. The secret word is spring, like the season. Go ahead and write that at the top. Please write a summary of your own thinking of how you worked this problem. Make sure that that's a nice paragraph and it's in enough detail that someone could follow your steps to work the problem themselves. Remember, we're going to do more of this area model work in class. So be ready to share your problem solving method in class tomorrow.